Hey guys, so I'm out here. It's a lovely fucking day. I just woke up to some awesome comments. Thank you to everybody that's been watching these videos. I actually just wanted to talk about something with you guys. So a lot of these comments that I've been getting, they've been a lot of like, I'm so happy that they've been a lot of like, it's so inspirational that you are, you're following your dreams. I wish I could do something like that. Or it's so nice to see you following your dreams. I wish that I was doing this. Or it's so nice that it's inspirational. There's been a lot of great comments, and they all end with like the same thing, and that is, I wish I could do something like that. So actually, let's start off with this. So I'm gonna ask you one question, and that is, what do you want? Let me clarify. What is it that you wish you were doing right now? Or what is it that you wish you had done today? What is it? Or yesterday? What do you wish that you had done yesterday? Now, if you don't wish you had done anything, if you're super happy and you're like, fine, you're fulfilled, then don't watch this video. Wait till tomorrow. Just don't watch this video. It's not going to pertain to anything that is in your psyche right now. So this is basically, actually this video is to everybody that has commented and messaged, I love your videos, but I wish I was doing this. Here's the thing. What is it that you want? Okay, what do you wish you were doing? Now take like 5 seconds to think about that, okay? First thing that pops into your head. Okay. I'm going to tell you one thing. Go fucking do it. Whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you envision for yourself in 5 years' time, in 10 years' time, hell, even for tomorrow, you can have. You can have. You genuinely can. But you have to take the first steps to getting there. So for me, wanted to be a musician. It was like, okay, well, guess I got to start writing music. Started writing music. And I was like, well, I don't know what the next step is to enhance myself to where I wanted to be. My goal was to be working in a studio, or at least with a company that I can be in a studio with, and learning how to produce and audio engineer, and just basically have music as my career. That is what I want. But the only problem was I was working a 9 to 5. I was working about 40 hours every day. I'd come home and be like, like I really want to make music, but god damn, I'm tired, and I would really rather just like smoke a joint and like watch Empire or Game of Thrones or something, or SNL. I don't know. In September, I told myself, Nina, I'm really unhappy. Let's stop being unhappy. What is it that will make me unhappy? So I'm gonna ask you that too. What is it that will make you unhappy? And I'm not saying like, oh, right now, what is it that you can buy that'll make you unhappy? That will make you happy? Because don't get me wrong, I went through that. I was like, you know what? Buying this item is gonna make me so happy. And then 4 days went by, and I was like, still unfulfilled. But the thing I always tell myself is, do something is with intent. So do something every day. Do one thing at least every day with the intent to better yourself or your surroundings positively. Okay, so right now, if you want to be a writer, and you're like looking at all these people writing and reading books and reading articles and reading essays, and you're like, man, I wish I could do this. Guess what? You can fucking do it. So go do it. Start writing. Think about where all of these people started. They weren't born great. They weren't born miraculous. I mean, some of them, don't get me wrong, there are some people with like fucking talent that you're just like, you can't, train enough to have that kind of talent. But for the most part, they all started from ground zero, from level 1, which is you start writing, you start making music, you start going back to school, you start figuring out how to make yourself happy. Now, when I say whatever it is that you want, you can have, I mean that in like, you just have to take that first step. What is it that you want, truly? Is it that you want money? Okay, well, guess what? Bitch, you better start saving. Stop spending money on fast food. Stop going out. You want to be a musician? Well, guess what? Start writing songs. Start messaging other local artists and making music with them. You want that new apartment? Well, guess what? You can have that. But what is it? What is the first step that you need to do to get there? Once you figure that first step out, take it. And once that step is complete, then figure out what your next step is. And my biggest fear right now, and I think about this every day, is I do not want to be 30 years old wishing I had done something. Wishing I had done what it is that I want. I don't want to be 30 years old being like, man, I wish I had followed music. I wish I had tried. I couldn't lie to myself anymore. I couldn't be like, no, Nina, you're like, life's good. Life's good. Life was not good. Life was not good at all. I spent 2 years dreaming. In fact, I've spent my entire life dreaming. But I spent 2 years not doing acting, not doing music, just like working a 9 to 5 and focusing on a relationship and not doing anything that I wanted to do, not doing anything that made me happy. But it took 2 years of just pure unhappiness and then a day of rock bottom. Rock bottom. I mean, I went from like living in my own like loft apartment to sleeping on the floor and not having enough money for really anything. Really anything, because student loans, am I right? But I realized it was because I didn't have anything that I was living for. I didn't have anything that I was willing to struggle for. And then I found it. Come September, I had this awakening. And goddamn, I found what it is that I'm willing to struggle for. So I'm going to tell you this as well. What is it that you're willing to struggle for? Is it music? Is it art? Is it writing? Is it becoming a doctor? Is it becoming a lawyer? What is it? Because that's what you should be doing right now. Not watching this video. Go fucking do it. Because here's the thing. I believe you can do it. I believe you can get it done. But do you believe you can get it done? And that's where it starts. So if you know you want to be what it is that you want to be, do you believe that you can do it? If you don't, well, that's step one. Believe that you can do it. Don't get me wrong. I am, and yes, right now, yeah, still low-key in the struggle, but I'm really happy. I'm really happy. And I know for a fact that I'm happier than than half the people in my life. I had some conversations, and some of the things that were said was like, well, it sounds easy on paper, but like, I can't just quit my job and do this. I can't just do that. I can't just start doing this. I can't just start doing that. Now, here's the thing. So I read this book a few weeks ago. It was called How to Dream Big. I'll put the info at the bottom. It's such a cheesy fucking name, but it's all about the mind and how powerful the mind is. The mind is extremely powerful. So what it is that you say, what it is that you think, what it is that you envision all the time, when you tell your mind you can't, when you hear those words in your head, or when you say them out loud, I can't do this because obviously, I need my job, I need to pay the bills. You're right in a sense, but you're also wrong, because when you tell yourself you can't, you're closing off any wavelength your mind can come up with. So many things. How do you think all these innovative products came up? Somebody thought of them, and it was because they thought they could do it. When you say I can't, it shuts off your mind. It shuts off any hope that your mind has to figuring out a solution. When you say I can't solve this problem, I can't just quit my job. Like, I guess, yeah, you can't just quit your job right off the bat. So how long do you need to work to save up so that you can quit your job? So that you can make jewelry, so that you can write, so that you can start drumming, so that you can start do this, so that you can do whatever it is that you want to do, so that you can start that small business. That's what I'm saying, is that's the first step. The first step is, okay, well, what is your situation? Do I believe in myself? All right, believe in myself, check that bitch off. Second step, how do I get this rolling? What is like one of the first steps I need? Small business? All right, what's your fucking name? Let's start there. What is your business? Start looking at business plans. Whatever it is you want, you can have. You just have to start fucking doing it. Big accomplishments are just a bunch of small ones that add up. Think of all these people that are winning these awards that you want to win. Again, there are exceptions. There are some people that, you know, they fucking came out of nowhere and then they won this award. And then there's other people that have been working for 10 years and they're finally getting to that point. So you have to figure out what it is that you are willing to work 10 years for. What are you willing to work every day for? Simply because you love doing it. Because when you start there, everything else comes. I get so many of the messages are like, well, what about the money flow? Like, studio with somebody, and they had told me, you need a job, like you need, and like, I get that mentality. I do. Don't get me wrong. But this was sometime in like February. No, I would say like a few months ago. My response to that was like, well, you've been doing this for 15 years with the mentality that you need a 9-to-5 to make music. I've been doing this since September with the mentality that the only reason I'm doing this is because it's making me fucking happy. And guess what? I'm in the fucking studio with you. Well, shit. It took me from September till fucking April to get into the studio with you, and you've been doing this for 15 years? Change your mentality. The mind is too fucking powerful to let it control your being. All the fears you have, well, what if somebody doesn't like this? What if they don't like this? What if they, well, I feel kind of weird doing this. It makes me feel uncomfortable. You got to get used to being uncomfortable. Money will come, guys. Money will come. But the only way it will come is if you're not doing something for money. So stop watching this video and figure out what it is that you want to fucking do. Because I believe in you. I believe the fuck out of you. Do you believe in yourself?